Spirit of Halloween 2023 returning animatronics have been revealed. Let's take a look. For everything scary, I'm GMHaunts, and welcome to a very exciting video, because this is one of my first Spirit of Halloween 2023 updates. Well, ladies and gentlemen, every February and March is a time that we get confirmations as to what animatronics will be returning for that upcoming Spirit Halloween season, and just over the last couple of days, Spirit has begun sending out their official returning animatronic emails. Obviously, we aren't 100% sure for any of these if they will be in stores or online only. Now, before we jump into this, I do want to say that yes, I'm aware that there are some leaked, if you want to use that word, leaked, Spirit Halloween stock images going around the haunted community on YouTube and other platforms showing some Spirit Halloween 2023 items, and a lot of people have been asking me to do a video talking about those leaks. I will say right now that I do not have any plans to do videos on those leaks at the current moment, and that is simply because I would like to respect Spirit Halloween's privacy, and they are leaked images. They are not official. They are not yet on the website. So as much as I would like to do a video on those juicy leaks, and trust me, I do want to talk about them, I also want to respect Spirit's privacy. Alright, so first up is a returning prop that I am so excited to see coming back, because this is the Widow. Now, obviously, the Widow was an online-only animatronic for the Spirit Halloween 2022 season. She was not in stores unless she was returned. This is by far one of the coolest and best looking animatronics that we got from Spirit for 2022. I did not end up picking her up from Spirit's website, and that's simply because I kind of blew all my money during the season on in-store products, but I was a huge fan of her, and she was manufactured by Crazy Crate. Well, the Widow will be returning for the Spirit Halloween 2023 season, but interestingly enough, it is very likely that the Widow will actually be in stores this year. So like I said, she was online only last year, but due to the amount of shipments that she has gotten and the amount of stock that is coming into Spirit's warehouses, it is very likely we will actually see the Widow released as an in-store prop this year. Whether that is in the ISC, in the themes, in the front or back, we're not really sure, or as an inbox only prop. We're not really sure at the moment which one she will be. However, it looks very, very promising that she will be featured at some way in Spirit Halloween locations, which, like I already said, I'm super excited just because I am a very big fan of her, and I feel like she should have been in stores for 2022 since she was such a great looking prop. She has such a cool scare with the neck snapping to the side. Fantastic looks to her. She looks super realistic. So I am so excited to see that it is a very, very good chance that the Widow will be in stores this year. I'm hoping she's in the themes, because I would love to walk into a Spirit location and see the Widow in the themes in her rightful place where she should have been for 2022, but she was online only. I would love to see her in some way in the ISC, but nonetheless, the Widow is our newest and first returning prop for 2023. Alright, so next up is Lil Skelly Bones. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually kind of surprised to see that Lil Skelly Bones is returning for 2023, and that's simply because I didn't think he was one of the best-selling or most popular props of 2022. I'm not saying he was bad at all, because I actually liked him a lot. I actually already own the 2022 Lil Skelly Bones prop, so obviously I'm not going to be buying him this year. But in terms of the other animatronics, he seemed like one that was further down on the list in terms of popularity and selling well, but I guess that's not true because he has returned for the 2023 season. He isn't the biggest of props, obviously only 3 feet tall when he's standing with that jump scare, but nonetheless, I'm excited to see him returning for the upcoming 2023 season. Alright, next up is a returner that I'm not super excited about, and that's just because it's become expected at this point. This is Man's Possessed Friend, otherwise known as Bubba. Now, like I already said, Man's Possessed Friend is kind of expected to return every year at Spirit. Obviously, he was in the themes in the ISCs for 2018 and 2019, and then he's been inbox only every single season since 2020, and at this point, I don't see a year where Man's Possessed Friend doesn't return to be inbox only. I mean, what can you expect? Man's Possessed Friend sells really, really well in stores. Every single year there is a new market of people to pick up Bubba because he's a great jump scare, also at a great price. It seems like every year now, Spirit is running the discount on him where you can pick him up for $129.99, only $130. They started doing that about a year ago from now. So they started doing that like last year, and now they did that in stores, and it looks like that deal will run in stores again for this season. But nonetheless, is it surprising? Absolutely not. Is it cool? I mean, if you don't have him and you really wanted him, but you haven't had the chance to pick him up, you have one more chance for 2023, and I fully expect that he will continue to return for years to come in the future. Alright, so next up, this is one of my favorite props from the 2022 lineup. This is Monty. Now, obviously, I do already own Monty. You can actually see him. Boom, there's his face right there behind the mutant legend right here. Monty is definitely one of my favorite props from 2022. Probably my second favorite behind Nozzles. And to be completely honest, I very much expected to see Monty come back for the 2023 season and to be featured in the ISCs again, just because he sold incredibly well last year. He was definitely one of not only my favorite props, but a lot of other people's favorites as well. He was definitely very popular for 2022 and sold a ton of units at a lot of Spirit Halloween locations. Last year, obviously, he was in his own side ISC, which actually doesn't even have an official name. Spirit never named that display. I'm hoping that this year he'll actually have a prominent spot in the real ISC, the front or the back, and not just the side again, because it would be cool to see him in the front or back ISC, maybe even in the archway or something like that. I have no idea. But nonetheless, I'm super excited to see that Monty is coming back, and also, he actually did not get a price raise going into the 2023 season. A lot of times when we see these returning props come back for the ISCs, they tend to get a price raise. However, Monty is staying on his price tag of $299.99, $396. So if you missed him last year, you can pick him up this year for the same price tag as he sold for 2022. Alright, so next up is a prop that did receive a price raise, and this is Strawman. So Strawman for the 2022 season was obviously a select store only inbox prop. So not only was he inbox only, he was also for select stores. Like, for example, my two local spirits last year did not receive Strawman, which I was really disappointed about because I wanted to buy him, and then my stores didn't get him, but I really didn't want to pay the shipping. So I just ended up passing on him for 2022, but he will be returning once again for the 2023 season, and like a lot of the other props I talked about, it's very likely he will actually be in the ISCs this year and not in box and select stores like he was last year. It actually is looking like a very good chance that he will either be in the front or back theme, which is great to see. But like I already mentioned, Strawman did receive a price raise last year. He sold for $299.99, $396, and he actually got a $30 price raise, going to $329.99. A $30 price raise for Strawman, which is definitely one of the steeper price raises that we have seen for animatronics. One of the bigger ones from going just from year to year, like a 1 year jump. Nonetheless, I am actually very much hoping that we see him in the ISCs this year, and not just an inbox only, or once again, select store only. I don't really see a possibility of why Spirit would do select store only again for Strawman. All we know as of right now is that Strawman is coming back for 2023 for $329.99 in some capacity. Alright, so next up, I'm actually going to do two animatronics in one, just because these are some weird props coming back for 2023. This is Young Crouchy and Trick or Treat Sam. Now, the reason I'm going to do both of these at the same time is because, first of all, I kind of think that these will be online only for 2023. I don't see them being in stores, and even if they are in stores, I kind of think they'll be inbox only. But even that, I kind of think they're going to be online only for this year, so they aren't super important. But nonetheless, Young Crouchy and Sam have received some restocks going into the 2023 Halloween season. The second reason why I wanted to do these at the same time was because kind of weird animatronics. First of all, Sam, we've seen for so many years. Obviously, he came out all the way back in 2019. Then he was in stores 2019. He was in stores 2020. And he was also in stores for 2021. He was in stores last year, but inbox only. He showed up to a few locations if you were lucky. And then Young Crouchy, I mean, we all know that Young Crouchy was definitely not one of the most popular props of 2022. I can't say I was a big fan of him, so I'm kind of hoping that he's online only. I don't really want to see him in stores again, or in the ISCs, because it was very strange that he was in Dr. J. Reaper's Monster Lab last year. Alright, and finally, let's wrap this video up with one of the returns that is probably the most expected out of any return that could possibly happen for Spirit, and of course, I am talking about the Jumping Spiders. So all variants, all colors of the Jumping Spiders have, of course, gotten restocks going into the 2023 season. The black variant, the brown variant, and the black and red Jumping Spider are going to be returning for 2023. They are a staple of Spirit at this point. They are in stores every single year. Most of the time, at least one of them is featured in the ISC. So very likely one of them will be in the themes this year, and if not, of course, it will probably be sold in their ordinary Jumping Spider display like they have been for so many years at this point. Alright, so those are all of the current Spirit Halloween 2023 returning animatronics that we know of as of this current moment. Again, that could change. Maybe there are a handful more returns. Maybe this is all of them. We really have no idea. Only time will tell. I will say I am pretty happy with the returns up to this point. Very glad to see that the Widow is returning. I'm so crossing my fingers that she is in stores this year. Strawman, who I really enjoyed last year, is coming back. Lil Skelly Bones and Monty. Really, other than young Crouchy, I enjoy all the returns for this year, and I think they are all very good props that I'm happy to see are coming back. Either in stores or online only. I'm hoping for in stores for most of them because, once again, they are good props that I would love to see at my local Spirit Halloween location once again. But I guess, remember as always, for everything scary, I'm GMHaunts. I'll see you guys later for more Spirit Halloween 2023 videos. Goodbye.